Hey, Linda. How are you?
Hey, Mom. Yeah, doing okay. What's up?
Must have been at least 1 month since we last talked.
Seriously? Has it been that long? Sorry I haven't been able to contact you. I've been pretty busy. Busier than I thought, actually. And the time difference can get a bit confusing.
Yeah, well, I've been pretty busy too. Your father will finish up his business assignment here in Australia in about a month and will finally be home again. I have all this stuff in the house accumulated after living here for the past 5 years. Cleaning that up is really taking up time.
Better than having nothing to do, I suppose.
So, what are you up to today? You have anything planned?
Dan's parents are stopping by today, so I have to get the room cleaned up and do a little shopping for dinner tonight.
Seriously? Are they coming over again? Didn't they just visit last week?
Did I mention that to you?
Oh no. I have a friend that lives nearby, and she mentioned that she saw them visiting. I know. Seems kind of nosy.
Oh, yeah?
Hey, Linda. I really don't want to criticize Dan's folks, but don't you think they visit a little too often? Doesn't seem normal.
You think? Doesn't really bother me.
Are you okay? I mean, you're not being pressured or anything.
No, nothing like that. It's just that they want to see their grandkids soon. So they tend to be a little overindulgent.
I see. Are you sure you're okay? You're not tired, are you? You always say they are very nice, but I hear they tend to be strict sometimes.
Don't worry about me, Mom. I'm fine. Besides, Dan's here to protect me. He's a sweetie. His parents are strict at times, but I think it's only because they're concerned about my well-being. That's all. I actually should be grateful to them.
If you say so, Linda. But just keep this in mind. I'm always here to help you. Don't forget that. Call me anytime you want.
Like I said, Mom, I'm fine. Don't worry. I better get going. I'm pretty busy today. I'll contact you later on. See ya, Mom.
All right. Just don't overexert yourself.
Dan, are you there? Answer me.
What do you want, Linda? I'm busy.
Where the hell are you?
I'm at the airport. Where do you think?
Does that mean that note you left on the kitchen table? Is that true? Are you really going off to Hawaii with your folks?
Yeah, that's why I left the note. Are you daft?
Are you really going to Hawaii?
What do you think? Take care of the place while we're gone, would you?
Is it just the three of you?
Yeah, me, Mom, and Dad, the whole family. Who else did you have in mind?
I thought I was a member of the family, to be honest.
You? No way. You have to stay home. We need someone to provide for us, right?
What are you saying, Dan? Aren't we family? We're married, aren't we?
Yeah, we're married, but not related by blood, so I wouldn't put you in the same category as family. Mom and Dad say they feel the same way. By democratic standards, that means it's 3-1 vote. In favor of you not being a member of the family.
How could you even say that, Dan? You act like I'm just some item.
I really don't have time for this, Linda. They just announced that they are boarding. Better get on. Hawaii, here we come! See you when we see you. As for you, just work and bring home the bread and butter.
Dan, wait, don't go.
Hey, Linda, you there? I was just looking through Dan's Insta page. Are you guys on holiday in Hawaii or something?
You saw that?
Yeah, some pictures of him and his parents at the airport announcing that they're on their way to Hawaii on holiday.
Yeah, right. I wasn't invited though. I have to stay home and take care of the house. Oh well. Besides, I don't have time. I have to bring home the bacon, so to speak.
Excuse me? Did I just hear you right, Linda? Are you seriously saying that only Dan and his parents went to Hawaii? How could Dan leave his wife at home and go off on a Hawaiian holiday? That makes no sense. Dan's a regular office worker, not some hotshot businessman, right? I mean, he can go on a Hawaiian vacation, so he must not be doing so bad.
Yeah, well, you know. What can I say? It's a wife's job to make her husband happy, right?
Linda, I never complained about who you wanted to marry. As long as you were happy, I was fine with it. I believe in you. But if you think that maybe you made a mistake, that you're maybe not as happy as you thought, it may be a good idea to change directions before it's too late. Or even seek the advice of your parents. There is nothing shameful in that. Just so you know, there is one thing I'm certain of. I didn't send you off to get married so that you would be unhappy.
Mom, I wanted to.
I know. Just let it out. Talk to me, Linda.
He's not working at all.
Pardon me?
Dan, he's unemployed at the moment. He quit his job 3 months ago. He takes on various part-time stuff every now and then, but he uses that money for his own pleasure.
Wait, Linda, back it up a bit, would you? You're saying after he quit his job, he hasn't given you a dime?
Yes, that's right. His parents are on Social Security, and the amount they receive just does not cover everything, so he said we shouldn't rely on them for any support. That's why I have to work. I have to support Dan and his parents.
And who's paying for the Hawaii vacation? Dan's out of a job. Shouldn't he be working on trying to find a new job and not be vacationing? He's got his priorities all mixed up if you ask me. As a matter of fact, he should be cutting back on spending.
The money for that vacation? He used the money I made this month without my permission.
Are you telling me that Dan and his parents are on vacation in Hawaii using your hard-earned money?
Yeah, that's right. I was going to use that money to pay off some debts, but he dug through my belongings and found this month's pay. I had just returned from the bank. He took every penny. I need money to eat, so I took on another part-time job. They pay on the spot, so...
You do realize that this is just simply nonsensical.
Yeah, I guess.
Can I ask you something, Linda? I know you had a substantial amount saved up while you were single. You haven't used any of that, have you?
Yeah, I was going to tell you about that. Dan got a hold of my cash card and somehow figured out the password. He used my savings to buy his parents expensive gifts and took them to fancy restaurants. He also bought his mistress an expensive brand handbag.
Did you just say his mistress?
Yes, I'm pretty sure he took her to his trip to Hawaii.
And Dan's parents know this and welcome this immoral relationship? Is that what you're saying? When are Dan and his entourage getting back from this so-called vacation?
Let's see. 5 days. So, next Saturday.
Next Saturday? Huh. Okay. Linda, I want you to come home right now.
Huh? Home? You mean home?
Your father and I will be back the day after tomorrow. We'll both be at the house. Go pack your things and be ready to escape at any time. Got that?
Mom, really? You'll do that for me?
Of course, my dear. I'm always on your side, Linda. What are mothers for? I will do anything to help you. Don't forget that. Don't you dare keep this all to yourself. We're here to protect you. I don't know what to say, Mom. I can't thank you and Dad enough. I should have told you sooner. I'm going to do this. I'm going back home.
Hey, Linda, where the hell are you? We just landed at the airport. Come pick us up ASAP. Hello, Linda. Pick the damn phone up, would ya? Always vanishes right when you need me. Sheesh. What use is she? All you got going for you is to clean the house and cook for us. Oh yeah, and financial support. Can't forget that. Pick up the damn phone and get your ass moving, for God's sakes.
Hello, Dan. How are you? This is Linda's mom. It's been quite some time since we last talked, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Hello? Sure has been a long time. Great to hear from you. Unusual to get a line message from you. What's up?
You just sent Linda a message, so I'm replying on her behalf.
Excuse me?
Maybe what I'm about to say will explain the situation you're in.
Have you returned stateside from your husband's assignment in Australia?
Yes, that's right. It was a long 5-year assignment, but we're finally back. Just arrived back home a few days ago.
Seriously? I thought you guys were going to get a permanent resident and just live over there.
Excuse me? Who told you that? We always planned on coming back.
I had no idea. You never returned during those 5 years, so I figured you like it there.
Well, you're partially right. The company insists that you cannot return for the first 2 years. I was looking forward to coming back the 3rd year, but... Then the pandemic happened, and we couldn't go back and forth as we expected. If that didn't happen, we would have returned at least twice a year. So, it's been 5 years of never getting the chance to return, but I'm elated to be back.
I had no clue. So, you were actually adamant about returning, huh?
Never thought I'd find out, huh? Is that why you've been treating my daughter like some personal ATM machine in your family made? I suppose Linda does make a lot more than women her own age, especially you. You figured she didn't have any close relatives. You thought we would never return from Australia. So you proposed to her and got married. That's when you started mistreating her, using her as a maid and making her work and stealing her earnings. You even stole her savings. Money she had saved all through school and before marrying you. And to think that your parents were in on it. They had full knowledge of your scheme and supported you wholeheartedly. Shall I go on?
How do you even know all this?
We have our ways.
You didn't seem like caring parents to me. I mean, you met me and my folks online. Remember that? What kind of parents do that?
As I said, the global circumstances were such that we were not able to meet in person. I'm sure you understand. You said so at the time. Don't you remember?
Huh? Yeah, but...
Also about the wedding. We said we'd hold off on that until we returned and the date has not yet been set. Wasn't that what we agreed on?
Huh? Right. Wait.
I didn't realize you were so forgetful, Dan. Maybe we should have waited for the whole marriage itself at least until we had returned. Maybe we should have met face to face beforehand.
Yeah, but...
My daughter will file for divorce. She no longer wants to be your maid. I mean, wife.
Oh, wait a second. You can't do that. Hey, I'll make things right from now on, I assure you. I'll even start looking for a new job. So, please, no talk of divorce. Please? The timing is just not right. I have to make a living, you know?
There are other reasons why my daughter wants nothing more to do with you.
What are you talking about?
Paula Connors, 23 years of age, no gainful employment.
Pardon me?
Your mistress. You went to some bar and picked her up, had relations with her for about 6 months.
Where'd you get that information?
Wow, 6 months ago. That was right about the time we submitted the marriage certificate downtown.
What is this?
I guess it was about the time you arrived in Hawaii. I got a message online from your little sweetheart Paula. She said she had dibs on my husband, and that she had just arrived in Hawaii with you and your parents. Nice of her to let me know.
Why the hell did she?
That wasn't all. She kept sending little messages describing her escapades with you all week and even explicit photos. As a matter of fact, she was sending me 3 or 4 photos a day of the two of you lounging around the beach. There was even one of you guys in bed. I obviously didn't reply, but that sort of pissed her off for some reason. And the photos only increased, and some started to get downright raunchy.
No wonder she was going nuts with all those photo shoots. That idiot!
I would appreciate it if you would thank Paula for me. Thank her for the boatload of photos and messages. More than enough evidence for my needs. My lawyer said it was more than enough to institute legal proceedings and claim damages from both of you.
Come on, Linda. Let's talk about this.
I want the divorce, and you're going to give it to me.
But you know I'm unemployed.
That has nothing to do with me. Figure it out yourself. Goodbye, you good-for-nothing creep.
After thoroughly going through all the line data, our lawyer initiated legal proceedings against both Dan and Paula. There was ample and irrefutable evidence to prove Linda's case. This Paula apparently thought that Dan was some rich guy and he would cover for her, but when she learned he was unemployed and there wasn't a penny to his name, she turned deathly pale. Obviously, her parents were not able to pay, and she ended up borrowing the money and paid it in full. I heard she ended up working as a hostess somewhere. As for Dan, he was ordered to pay all the money he used, including all of her savings. Without a job and his folks on Social Security, the only thing left for Dan and his parents to do was to sell their house and property. And if that wasn't enough, borrow from whoever would offer a loan. Last I heard, the 3 of them were living in a beat-up 1-bedroom apartment down on Market Street. I'm sure they are kicking themselves every night for messing this all up.
Hey, congratulations, bro. About time you popped the question, eh? Although, I'm surprised Alice said yes. Nah, you know I'm kidding. I'm happy for you two. Oh, I guess you heard about my engagement then. Yeah, I was over at Mom and Dad's this weekend and they told me about it. I'm really happy for you, bro. It's great that you're settling down and Ella's a really sweet girl. You're lucky. Yeah, I guess. What do you mean? Why do you sound so sad? I don't know. I guess I just thought that I wouldn't be settling down for a while. It just kind of sucks that I'll be with one woman for the rest of my life. But Ella's great. She's sweet, funny, and really kind. You really found a good woman there. But she's not as fun as some other women. All those other girls at the club and stuff, they really know how to have a good time. Yeah, I guess, but they're not as good as Ella. Who'd want a flaky girl from the club who's likely only looking for a one-night stand over a sweet woman who you can actually build a life with? Yeah, I suppose. I mean, at least she comes from a fairly wealthy family as well. That's a plus. Yeah, but money isn't everything. She has much better qualities than just being from a wealthy family. Jeez, you've always been a bit of a sap, haven't you? Money is really only the most important thing. It really isn't, Lewis. You should really already know that by now. If you go into this marriage thinking that money is the only important thing, then I don't think it'll last too long. You don't really want to lose Ella because of some silly notion about money, do you? Hang on, where do you get off on lecturing me? I'm the older brother here, so I think I know a bit more about the world than you do. Money's what makes the world go around, so getting it is the most important thing, no matter how you acquire that wealth. Yeah, Ella's nice, but her money's even nicer. Bro, you really need to check your attitude. I can't believe you just said that. Yeah, well, it's true and you know it, even if you won't admit it. In fact, thanks to Ella's wealth, we're gonna have a massive wedding and invite a load of guests so that we can show off how happy we are. You mean so you can show off how rich you are? Whatever. Well, I guess I'll see you at the wedding then. Hey bro, you about? Yeah, what's up? I was just wondering if you'd sent out the wedding invitations yet. I know the wedding isn't too far away and I haven't received mine yet. Yeah, we sent them out ages ago. Oh, I think mine must have gotten lost in the mail because I've not had anything come through. Oh, no, it's not lost. Huh. Well, where is it then? Don't you need me to RSVP and stuff? I didn't send you one. What? Why not? Well, it's pretty clear, isn't it? I don't want you to come to my wedding. What? What on earth are you on about? Why don't you want me to come to your wedding? I'm your brother. It's simple, really. You're just not classy enough or rich enough. That's all there is to it, really. Hang on, let me get this straight. You're not inviting me to your wedding because you think that I'm not rich enough? How shallow can you be? Let's face it, Ella comes from a very wealthy family, so she's used to being surrounded by people who have that same level of wealth as her. She'd probably end up feeling really uncomfortable if she had to be forced to spend time with people who weren't from the same level of class as her. As well as that, I'm also trying to integrate myself into a higher society of people. Now that I'm gonna have Ella's wealth to back me up, and I don't want you making me look like some poor person from a poor family. I have an image that I need to maintain now, you know? Oh yes, how rude of me. I'm guessing that mom and dad have been booted from the guest list as well then? What? No, don't be silly. They're gonna be there. I couldn't have a wedding without them. Okay, then surely your friends aren't invited. After all, they're not really the high society type, are they? More like soccer yobs who'll get rowdy and cause a fight if their team loses. Or if they get too drunk, which, let's face it, is bound to happen at a wedding. Nah, my friends will be there. I mean, me and Johnny have been friends since preschool. I couldn't not invite him, especially since he invited me to his wedding. Then why am I the only one who isn't invited to this thing? What have I done that's annoyed you so much that you don't even want your brother at your wedding? What's the one thing that all these other people have that you don't? That's the simple question. What's that then? A job. Plain and simple. They all work, and they all get paid to do that work. As long as they appear to be hardworking and earning money, or, in the case of mom and dad, retired after working hard for their money over the years, then that's okay. But you don't come across like that at all. You don't have a job, and I honestly don't think that you're even bothering to search for one at the minute, are you? I can't have someone of my own family who's so blatantly lazy and freeloading and turning up to my wedding and making me look bad. So really, it's your own fault that you've not been invited. What? That's seriously the reason why you don't want me to see you get married? Because you think that I'll embarrass you in front of Ella and her family because I don't have as much money as them? Well, yeah, pretty much. I mean, if it was the other way around and you were getting married to someone much wealthier than you, you'd want to come across as good as possible and not include the failures in your family in the wedding. It's just not a smart thing to do. Wow, so now I'm a failure, am I? What do you even know about my life and what I'm achieving in it? When was the last time you even took any interest in me or what I was doing? I really don't have time to do that. Yeah, I can see that. You're too busy planning on becoming the next bloody Rockefeller to have time to actually interact with us normal people. Make fun all you want, but I think you're just jealous that I'm marrying a rich girl and you're not. It's quite sad how you're lashing out because of this jealousy, though. You need to get a grip. Okay, first of all, I'm not jealous of you. Secondly, I'm upset because my brother has apparently turned into such a stuck-up poser that he can't even be bothered to invite his family along to his wedding. The most important day of his life? You can see it through the pictures and stuff. There'll be plenty of them. We're hiring one of the best wedding photographers that we can. Me and Ella want our wedding pictures to be one of a kind. No, I'm fine. If you want me to have nothing to do with your wedding, then I'll have nothing to do with it. I don't want to see or hear anything about it at all. Oh, now you're just being petty. No, I'm pretty sure you're the petty one the minute you didn't invite me to your wedding simply because you thought I'm too poor. There's no think about it. I know you're poor because you don't have a job. It's quite simple. Uh-huh. If that's what you believe. What do you mean, if that's what I believe? It's the truth, isn't it? Antonio? Bro, don't play around now. You are still unemployed, right? Ah, whatever. The fact that you're not responding clearly proves that you are. I'm definitely making the right choice, not inviting you to my wedding. Hey, Mom? Where are you? And Dad? The wedding's gonna start soon, and I'm not seeing you around. Ella's parents are starting to wonder where you've gone to. I think if you don't show up soon, they're gonna think that you don't approve of our marriage.
Well, they'd be right to assume that.
Huh?
How could your father and I approve this wedding when the only reason you're marrying this girl is for her money? You don't actually care about her. Your dad and I simply can't condone something like this.
Who told you all this? It was Antonio, wasn't it?
So what if it was your brother?
I knew that he was jealous of me, but to stoop so low as to involve you two is ridiculous. All because I didn't invite him to the wedding.
Hang on, you didn't invite Antonio to the wedding?
No,
Well, why not?
he's too poor for this crowd. Without a job, he looks really pathetic, and I can't have someone like that associated with me.
What are you on about without a job? Antonio's had a job for months now, and a really high-paying one at that.
What?
Yeah, your brother decided to become an artisan jewelry maker. I must admit, at first I was quite skeptical of his choice, as I thought there was simply no way that there was money to be made in a job like that. But Antonio had gotten really good at his craft. He's able to charge hundreds and even thousands of dollars for some of his jewelry. He really does do quite exquisite and beautiful work.
He does?
Yeah, as your wedding gift, I'm pretty certain he was going to give you and Ella unique and bespoke wedding rings. Although, with how you've treated him, I highly doubt he'll do that now.
Hang on. Hey, bro, so I've changed my mind and you can come to the wedding. You'll have to be quick though, because the ceremony's gonna start soon. Oh, and Mom told me about your idea for our wedding gifts, so if you want to bring those rings with you, it would save them going to waste, right? Ah, so that's why you want me to suddenly come to your wedding now. You found out that I'm not some poor loser and that I'm actually earning quite a lot of money doing what I love. You also just want free gifts. What? That's not true. You're my brother. Of course I want you there. Uh-huh, sure. Except that you don't, because you were telling me the other day that I would simply ruin your reputation. I was just joking, you know that. Yeah, no, I'm not coming to your wedding and you're not getting the rings off of me. I'll just sell them online. Oh, come on, man. Don't be such a spoiled sport. Just bring the rings, okay? Actually, I don't think Ella will be wanting hers. I mean, she seemed really angry at you. Huh? What do you mean? I told her that you were only marrying her for her money. You did what? Yeah, she didn't take it too lightly. I wouldn't be surprised when you look in the room that everyone is up and left. Why would you do such a horrible thing? She deserved to know the truth about the person that she was marrying. I couldn't let her just walk in blindly into being your wife when you don't even care for her. She's much too sweet for that. I can't believe you did that. Believe it or not, it's the truth. Maybe next time you'll actually take more note of the people who you're supposed to care for, rather than money. Whilst I did feel slightly guilty for ruining my brother's wedding, Ella simply deserved to know the truth behind the marriage. Otherwise, she would have just been miserable, trapped in a loveless marriage. After the embarrassment of being left at the altar, Lewis never heard from Ella again, after she messaged him to tell him that they were over. As for me, I continued with my jewelry making business, which actually grew in popularity a lot. I'm currently earning lots of money doing what I love, and I've even sold some pieces to quite famous people. It just goes to show that money isn't everything. Whether it be your family, your job, or something else, there's more to life than money.